Hi, I'm Jade.
Hi, I'm Julia. This is our podcast where we bring multiple topics to our picnic.
Our topics range from funny stories to real life topics that need to be addressed.
So don't forget to grab a drink.
And join us at our picnic. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Picnic Podcast with Jade.
And Julia.
This week we are going to be going over. Oh my gosh, your dog put like. Anyways, we're going to be going over iconic horror series. I'm actually going to be explaining them to Julia because Julia is not a fan of horror movies.
I watch like 0 horror movies. I'm not a horror fan whatsoever.
And obviously we're dressed up because it's Halloween. This episode is going out on Halloween, so happy Halloween. Stay safe out there.
Hopefully you get a lot of candy and a lot of do whatevers that you do on Halloween.
True. But how was your week?
My week was a bit chaotic. I'm a little sick right now. If you guys can't hear by my voice, I'm going through it in a ton of ways. But I went to a little church thing this week. That was pretty nice. And I ate a lot of good food. So a win is a win. What about you?
I've been working all week. Not like at work, but like editing and
She's a
doing
producer.
everything. Yeah. That's what I've been doing. Like legit all that and homework. I've been doing that all week.
So you've been busy.
Yeah, I've been busy. But
We
like,
did go out yesterday too. We
Yeah,
went to the mall
true.
to try to find some costumes.
Yeah, but we settled on this.
I am the Grinch.
And
the Grinch.
I'm Velma. You probably can't see my entire skirt.
We tried to do a Scooby Doo theme. I mean, at least we have Scooby Doo, but Scooby Doo's laying down and
True.
sunbathing. So, geez, Scooby Doo. Anyways, so yeah, the week's been good.
yeah.
We're gonna go watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
True.
We're excited. So I've never seen Five Nights at Freddy's.
I probably should have put that on here. I didn't put it on here.
Well, we've talked briefly about it. I've never watched the games. I watched you play the game on your YouTube channel.
I did.
But we're about to go, and then we'll have to tell you guys about it next week.
Yeah,
see,
definitely. Because we're gonna
see what that was about.
Opening. I was gonna say night. We're seeing an opening.
Opening evening.
Opening day.
Opening day. Oh.
Yeah, we're going like lunchtime. We're not going.
Oh yeah. So would this be classified as like my first horror movie?
I mean, if you haven't seen any, yeah.
Because I did watch it.
Okay, well then no.
But I closed my eyes through like 80% of the movie. I was so terrified.
Well, I don't remember the rating, but I think it is PG-13. So this is like baby horror.
Okay.
That's what they call it. Like
I used to be really scared of Scooby Doo.
Why?
Like every single time I watched a Scooby Doo episode, I'd be like scared for my life. Like, nope, I'm good.
Oh.
We are filming at my parents' house today, so my dogs are gonna be in the background.
Yeah, so if you're wondering like why we just randomly look over to the side, it's because
they're causing some ruckus.
Okay, but let's get into it because I'm excited to explain these horror movies to you. I think I only picked like 4 or 5 because I kind of wanted to go into like a bit of detail. Obviously, if I'd only picked 4 or 5, I could not go over every single iconic horror movie and genre and series that has come out, but I picked the ones that I've seen. So, because I haven't seen Halloween, I haven't seen Friday the 13th, so they're unfortunately not on here.
So it's gonna be like a question answer, like you tell me and I'm gonna be like, so.
Well, I'm gonna explain like the basic plot of the beginning of the series, because obviously as the movies go on, they get more convoluted and a lot more starts to happen. And then like you can ask questions throughout. Don't be afraid to interrupt me. If I can't answer the question, I'm gonna just say I don't know.
You're like, why did he kill her?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, so it's also going in order from oldest to newest.
Okay.
So yeah, let's get started. And the first one is Child's Play from 1988.
Chucky.
Yes, Chucky. I was gonna see if you knew what Child's Play was.
I know, like the doll.
Yeah.
He like kills people.
That's it. You don't know his like.
He married a girl named Tiffany.
I believe so.
Who's also a doll. And he has a knife.
Sometimes.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so Child's Play. I'm like I said, I'm only gonna be going over the first movie in every series to just give you the rundown. So, I was about to say Charles, which is true.
That's a scary horror name.
Chucky is originally Charles Lee Ray. He was called the Lakeshore Strangler because he was like a serial killer.
Oh.
Yeah. So Chucky was a real person. And what happens is as he's like running from the cops, he's like about to die. And he transfers his soul into what are they called? They're like good guy doll. which is what Chucky is. Like it's a random doll he just transferred his soul into. Right?
Okay. So he was like pre-death he was like still killing.
Yeah.
And then post death he was also wanting to kill.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get more into that like
Okay.
later into the story. Okay, so yeah, he was running from the cops. He transferred his soul, and then Andy Barkley, which is the name of the little kid who receives the Chucky doll. How he receives the doll is like from this guy was like just selling dolls out the back of his like cart in the middle of an alleyway because the mother couldn't afford like a. I'm guessing like let's say a good guy doll costs as much as a American Girl doll. Like they're not
Okay,
cheap.
yeah, they're not just
Cheap.
anybody got one.
Yeah, no. So she knew like her son really loved the Good Guy doll brand, so she bootlegged one off of like off the street.
This is like early Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. Because
this is like cart marketplace.
Yeah. So
okay.
that's where she got the doll from, and that's how she got the Chucky, the Good Guy doll that was possessed by Charles, which I guess my grandfather's name is Charles, so I guess Chucky is a nickname for someone named Charles.
But honestly, like if someone named Charles was trying to kill me, I think I would be more scared if it was like someone named Charles than someone named like Jeff.
Oh yeah, but Chucky.
Imagine being like the killer's name is Charles.
I mean,
Charles.
That makes sense. Like
that's a killer name.
He
Charles.
sounds like at the very minimum, a 47-year-old killer.
Charles sounds like he like goes home, cuts up some bodies, and just like turns on Netflix and just chills the rest of the night.
Definitely. And then okay, so the doll gets home, and so Chucky starts by kind of talking to Andy, which is a little boy, just in case. Just talking to Andy and like just only talking to Andy, and Andy's like I don't know, like 5. So when people are like, "Oh, Chucky's talking to me," he's like, "Oh," everyone's like, "Oh, okay,
LOL." Like
the doll's talking to you because he's just a child. But Chucky starts by murdering the mother's friend who was babysitting Andy, and in the kitchen there's like footprints, and the footprints match Chucky's, but no one's gonna think a doll is murdering. And they also match Andy's because Andy was wearing a onesie that was Chucky's outfit. So the police are starting to think that Andy might possibly be the murderer, and as it continues, Chucky starts to murder more people, but people still think it's possibly Andy because why would they think a doll's murdering people?
Yeah.
But the second person who gets murdered is one of Chucky's accomplices, because he left him to die at the murder scene in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, he like spun back post death.
Yeah, he's getting like trying to get revenge.
Oh, he's getting back in blood on all of them.
Yeah.
Wow, and that's actually crazy.
He goes to like a voodoo doctor because Chucky starts to realize that like, oh, something's feeling wrong, something's going weird, and the voodoo doctor tells him this is how he was able to transfer his soul. He used voodoo. The voodoo doctor tells him the longer you stay in the doll's body, the more human it becomes. So you have the ability to die and like deteriorate and not like regenerate or anything. And so what Chucky does, he kills the voodoo doctor. Let's start there. And he devises a plan to transfer his soul into Andy so that he could be a kid again, and then he can grow up and start murdering people again. Yeah, this is how it goes. That's like it's crazy. And so at this point, I don't know what point. I should also say I got my research from YouTube.
but you've seen Chucky before.
I have.
Like you watched all of them?
No. I've seen like the first one and like some of them later down in the series.
Because I forgot what Chucky looks like. He has like red hair.
Yeah, red hair.
And like maybe a scar.
That's later in the series. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like I said, he can't regenerate. He's just piecing himself back together at that point.
Oh, that's weird.
And so at some point, this is why I said I didn't watch the whole thing. At some point, the mother finds out that Chucky is real and doing the murdering. A detective finds out that Chucky is real and doing the murdering. And sorry, I don't know why I'm just always like burping. They try to kill Chucky, but they find out that the only way that they can is by stabbing him through the heart. Like if they behead him, that's not gonna work. Take off his limbs, like he can live like that, but if you take out his heart, that's the only way he can die.
And how big is Chucky?
I would say I've never seen one. I don't know if the ones that they sell in stores are the exact size of what a regular Chucky
like in
would
the
be.
movie, is he like smaller than everybody?
He's smaller than the boy, so I would say like if he was standing here, maybe like that tall.
Oh, okay. So like maybe like a good toddler size.
Yeah, just
So we
about.
can't just like kick this thing.
You can, but that's not gonna do anything.
Is he like fast? Like, cause in my mind I'm like, if he's the size of a toddler, you could kick a toddler. I mean, it's not like recommended that you just go kick toddlers, but like,
No.
let's say if it's Chucky, kick it down, boink.
You can, like, you could like tie him down, but he'll still be alive and he'll eventually try to escape. So,
Oh, I'm scared of
and
Chucky.
they're also trying to protect the little child because he's coming after him, and that's his mother's like, no, you're not getting my baby.
Dang, poor Andy was just wanting this bootleg doll, just like instead winds up with like a serial murderer.
Yeah.
Doll
so,
X murderer X Chucky.
Yeah, and it's like as a once I'm not gonna get into the second movie, but I was gonna like mention it a little bit. But they do eventually they try to burn him in the fireplace, and so they think, oh, that's the end, he's gone. But then he comes back because, like I said, the only way you can kill him is through the heart. So eventually, the detective does shoot him through the heart, and
Okay.
he dies. And I put it in air quotes because, like, obviously, this is like outside of the movie. Hello, baby.
He's trying to eat the sticks.
Outside of the movie, the directors are saying, oh, this is like this is actually popping off. So they're like, what's it? They're saying this is popping off, so they want to make a second one.
Right.
But he died in the first one. So they kind of like they don't even really explain it.
So it was just supposed to be like a one time thinger,
Yeah.
and then
it's supposed to be like it was supposed to. I don't know if they didn't plan it. From what I can see in the first movie, they didn't plan to make more.
Right.
But because they saw how well it did, they were trying to make more. But since they had killed him off in the first movie, they didn't really have a way to bring him back without not actually explaining
And
it.
how did they kill him in the first movie?
They shot him in the heart, which is how they say that
Oh,
he dies.
okay. Who shot him? The mom?
No, the detective.
Oh, I kind of wanted to be the mom.
No, she didn't have a gun.
Oh.
But yeah, so like in the second movie, they don't explain how he's able to come back, but
he just pops up.
Yeah, he just pops up.
She's like, I'm okay.
Okay, and then the next one, I have so many notes, but I'm obviously not gonna go over all of these. Yeah. No, I go in depth with my movie things.
Okay.
Like I've done this a few times on my channel. Like I did it with like animes. I did it with like vampire and werewolf like movies and TV shows.
Ooh, I love the Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, and I did it.
I could break down This Is Us like into like mega sections.
I did a ranking of every season of Vampire Diaries, and literally for like 3 days,
the one they killed off Elena was the best season.
Really?
I did not like Elena.
I like the Kai season.
I didn't like Elena for a while. Like the beginning, I loved her, but then when she was fighting between Damon and Stefan, it just kind of pissed me off.
But are you more of like her with Stefan or her with Damon?
My toxic side says her and Damon were cute.
Mm-hmm.
Her and Stefan, actually scratch that. Stefan and Caroline all the way. I don't know what I was just saying.
I'm Bonnie and Enzo all the way.
I was enraged when Damon killed Enzo. Let me start
Stefan
there.
Killed Enzo.
Oh my god, my bad. When Stefan he ripped out, I was out of my mind, like pissed. I didn't watch the show for like 2 weeks. I was so pissed off.
I don't remember what I did the first time. I think I was just really surprised.
Bonnie and Enzo were in game.
Yeah.
In game. Did you like Klaus with Caroline better or Stefan with Caroline?
I thought
they were
Caroline
cute.
I thought that was low key cute. I don't think it would have it wouldn't have worked out in the end because.
But he had like a soft spot for her, and I loved that.
I thought that was adorable.
I liked Matt.
I hate Matt.
I didn't like when they turned Tyler Lockwood into like a Megasaurus, whatever he was. He was like a half breed.
He was
or
hybrid.
whatever.
He was one of Klaus's hybrids.
But he was kind of cute.
Who was your favorite character in general?
Oh god.
Like overall, all the series.
This just went from horror to like Vampire Diaries.
Well, we're gonna get back
all
to
of the seasons. God, that's kind of hard. I really liked Bonnie.
Bonnie all the way.
Bonnie in the beginning, she was queen.
Yeah. She literally carries the show. She is the reason in so many different situations the gang is able to survive. They're able to get
for
to
sure.
I
really liked Catherine.
Yeah, she's a baddie.
She's a baddie, but like, was she my favorite? I did not like that vampire hunter girl that came in like towards the end.
I liked her.
She irritated me so bad.
She wasn't my favorite character by any
means. Her storyline was great,
yeah,
like how her dad got killed or whatever. That was great.
I was talking about like her hunting Stefan, her like hunting the, what do they call it, the heretics and all that. I like
That
that
was good,
storyline.
but she just pissed me off, low key.
I thought it was.
I did really, really, really like Klaus's sister with the blonde hair. God, it's been so long. Rebecca, she ate that up. Like,
yeah,
she was great. I love them. But my favorite character.
Did you watch the originals?
I watched a little bit of the originals. I couldn't finish it.
I have to restart it and
I
like,
have to rewatch it.
Yeah.
But I really liked the other brother. That was part of
Elijah, Cole.
Elijah was like, he kept that family running.
Yeah.
But my favorite overall character, I would actually say Damon. He's so funny. Or the guy that was friends with Damon.
Enzo.
No, the other guy. The old guy. He's like older. He was just
Alaric.
like, Alark. Oh, they had the best friendship. And when Alark like died and he was like at the tombstone crying, I was hysterical. But Coy's season is the best.
Coy?
Coy.
Who?
You know who I'm talking about? Coy? Carl?
Kai. Oh, I was like, who's
when they were
Coy?
stuck in like the
prison world.
Yeah, but her and Damon should have been in game. I don't care what anybody says. Damon and Bonnie, picture it.
Okay, so here's the thing. We're gonna get back to the horror movie.
Promise. One
this
sec.
is like the actors Ian Somerhalder and Kat Graham. They were like, it made so much sense for Bonnie and Damon to get together after being stuck in that prison world together. But the only reason that didn't happen, because the fans wanted that to happen as well.
Oh, I did.
Only reason that didn't happen is because of the writer Julie Plec, who just she was always trying to write Kat Graham's character off the show as well, but they didn't do it because Ian Somerhalder said, if you write her off the show, if you kill off her character, I'm leaving too.
Period.
Yeah.
Because Bonnie carried.
Yeah.
Like, when she started, like, doing that little witch stuff and she was, like, making the things move, I was like, ah! Like, I was in awe.
But that was another reason that Bonnie never got a happy ending, because Julie Plec didn't really like her.
But why?
Exactly.
Her character, like, her also as an actor, she just seems, like, so non-controversial.
She isn't.
Like, she's just chilling.
Kat Graham's a baddie.
She was really just there.
Yeah.
Ian Somerhalder is so funny. The guy that plays Stephen Paul Wesley.
Yeah.
He has like a private story on Instagram, or like it's like a close friends where he answers questions. And I saw this one the other day. It was like, do my Steph Fussy is like tingling.
I saw that on TikTok.
Like, my Steph Fussy.
And he didn't even really
He was like, my Steph Fussy. Like, when Nicki Minaj is like, you want to see my what color panties? He was like, my Steph Fussy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I really wish they could bring that. Did you watch the newest one?
Newest what?
Legacies, I think.
Oh no, I haven't seen Legacies.
I watched a little and it didn't eat up like it was supposed to.
I think I saw my sister. I was on the couch and she started watching like an episode, and like I don't know how many seasons it is, but like let's say season 5, episode like 4, and it was like, you can't even. You have to have been there from the beginning.
I just didn't really like it because like they were more focused, like these kids were like in school.
Yeah.
Where like the Vampire Diaries is more of like I don't know if these kids were in high school. Like, Elena's character was supposed to be, she was a high schooler. That girl was not in high school. But didn't her mom and dad die?
Yeah.
In the very beginning, right? Yeah. That was trifling. That was like super, super trifling. Her brother, trifling.
He's funny. I like
Jeremy. Jeremy had, I don't know, I had beef with Jeremy for some odd reason.
I liked him and Bonnie together. I did like that.
Bonnie and Damon were in game. Oh, sorry guys. I got heated. Like, Bonnie and Damon always.
Like, I'm always having to adjust the audio when I'm editing because you're yelling into the mic.
I get frustrated. Like, Bonnie and Damon should have been together.
They should have.
When they were like in the alternate world, like just piping up together, like chopping it up, eating pancakes, like they should have been together forever.
They should have. It would have made so much sense, and I felt like Bonnie would have checked him in a way that Elena didn't.
Elena should have put that boy in his place. But like, Steph Fussy all the way. Okay. Caroline and
I did like Caroline and Stefan together as well.
But like, if my friend dated my man and then had kids with my man, I think I would be pretty upset.
But they didn't have kids. What happened?
The 8th season, they had 2 twins.
They did.
Oh, but it was Alark's kids.
Yeah, it was Alark's kids. It
wasn't her and Alark were in games. Oh, it gave like teacher student vibe.
I didn't like that because they weren't together because they loved each other. I mean, I think at a certain point, Alark grew to love Caroline.
Yeah.
But they were only really together because of the kids. There was no prior relationship, and if the kids weren't there,
But
they would not have been
how did she
together.
get pregnant again?
The after
The wedding,
Joe,
right?
yeah, the coven
God, I hated that
transferred
girl.
the babies that were inside Joe into Caroline for them to survive
I
right before
hated
they
Joe.
died. Really? I thought she was pretty chill.
She pissed me off.
I also liked Liv and her brother. I forget his name.
Liv.
That's the witch who was a part of the coven. Kai's like youngest sister, the two twins.
I think I remember.
Yeah, I literally went over.
I love the Vampire. I could share all my TV opinions, and they're also so controversial. I have some like really just like left fielded horrible opinions about movies that I'm like, I hate that character and I hope she dies.
We're gonna move on. Next is Scream.
Next topic.
1996.
Okay.
Now,
is that the year?
Yeah, I'm saying the year they came out. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what do you know about Scream?
There's that edits for that boy, and he's like, "Are you scared, Stacy?"
That's it. That's all you know.
I know that it's like these two boys.
Okay.
And one of them is like Scream, I think. And they're just like killing people.
Yeah.
And then they like, I don't know. I really just watched the edits online of that one dude.
Okay. Well, I will start from the beginning. Scream. This is like just outside of the movie for a second. Scream was iconic, because of like how it did horror. That's my titty.
Why are you okay, buddy? Come on.
Walk away, baby. But Scream was iconic because of how it did horror. First of all, Drew Barrymore was heavily advertised when the movie was coming out, but she dies within the first few minutes of the movie.
Oh my god, I thought you meant Drew Barrymore died. I was like, no, I'm sorry.
Way. Her character's name is Casey Becker. I'm sorry.
I was like, I feel like I just saw her. Like,
I always refer to actors by their names. I do that on accident. But yeah, her character dies within the first few minutes of the movie, and according to my knowledge, this was the first time that something like that happened, which obviously drew audiences in. Second time this happened was like in that one movie where Beyonce was heavily advertised, and then she like died within the first few minutes, and that pissed me off.
Beyonce was in a movie?
That was a kid. Beyonce's in a few movies, but that was a kid's movie, and that's besides the point. But yeah. And so how the movie starts is like she's chilling, night in, boyfriend coming over. She's just chilling.
Okay.
And
Drew Barrymore?
Yeah.
Okay.
And she gets a phone call. She answers it, and she's just like chilling, answering the phone. And then the guy like puts on a scary voice. He's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And then she's casually just having a conversation with him. Well, because it's different. They just got phones like this. So
there's no caller ID.
No.
What if it was just like Scream is calling you?
You have to pick it up to know who it is.
Oh.
You didn't have.
What's your favorite scary movie?
You didn't have a phone like that?
Like the one that was connected to my wall?
Yeah.
Well, baby, I was born in 2004. See, of course I didn't have that.
I remember having stuff like that, but I'm not.
You had a phone connected to your wall?
Yeah.
Bruh.
It was called like a home phone.
I had a home phone, but it was wireless.
Oh no.
I used to like use it all the time, actually.
Yeah.
When my mom would take away my phone, I was like, "Joke's on you, girl. I got a home phone."
Yeah, that's what I would do too. But like, she just answers the phone. And she's having a conversation with this guy, and then, long story short, it just starts to turn. He starts to be weird, and then eventually he's like, "Oh, I'm like outside," and he ends up killing her boy. He ends up having her play a game to save her boyfriend. She has to answer questions about a scary movie, and she gets one wrong. They kill the boyfriend, and then he starts to come after her, and then like I said, she dies within the first few minutes of the movie, and that's already like drawing people in. They're like, "Oh my gosh." And then we move on to the story, and everyone's name that I'm about to mention is significant. Okay. So I need you to remember the names.
Okay.
First, we meet Sydney Prescott. That's her name.
Okay, Stephanie. I've seen Sydney in like the edits.
Yeah, Sydney Prescott. She's our main girl.
Okay, she's
and
cute.
Then we're
she was
introduced to what is his name? His name is Billy Loomis. That's her boyfriend.
The one that is Scream, right?
His name is yes.
Okay,
but we don't find that out till later.
I don't know.
We don't find out till later.
Okay.
But we're introduced to Billy Loomis, and their boyfriend and girlfriend. And then obviously at this point the murder has happened, so the town is like kind of trying to eat a bee. The town is trying to investigate. I think it might have bit, possibly. Hopefully not.
Brada, come here. Did you get stung by a bee? Oh,
she's like, "Nah, I'm a pimp. I'm good."
She like literally does not care about me, not whatsoever.
But what's it called? So the town is investigating. The town is investigating the murder of Drew Barrymore's character, Casey Becker. And so we are also introduced to the friends, which is Tatum and Stu. Stu is Billy's friend.
Okay, I know Stu. There we go.
So yeah, and that is the guy who also plays Shaggy in Scooby Doo. If that
Oh,
helps.
so your man's.
True. I am Velma right
She
now.
said my man's.
I'm like, who? But yeah, so all these names.
Tatum, Sydney, Stu, and Billy.
Billy, yes. Okay, and so skipping and also Randy, who is like just a he's main and also side, but he's like a movie expert he's like a movie expert like in the story.
Oh, okay. Randy's a nerd.
Yeah. And so skip forward a little bit, and what happens is at this point we're just calling him Phone Guy because we don't know who Ghostface is. We haven't heard of Ghostface.
Right.
None of that. It's just a random killer is in the town. So the killer, Phone Guy, goes after Sydney, and she survives the first time that they go after him.
Okay.
They go after her, and this kind of continues to happen all throughout the movie. And then we're skipping forward. Ghostface and Phone Guy. I don't think he's called Ghostface at this point, but I also call him Ghostface.
Okay.
Because I'm not completely sure, like at what point they start calling him Ghostface. But at this point, Ghostface has killed a few people, and now the town has put like a curfew. It's a 9 p.m. curfew.
Okay.
And this is like when the high schoolers decide, let's throw a party.
Every single typical like, there's a huge killer, but we're gonna go to a bonfire and get
let's get lit,
white girl wasted and just like get killed.
Yeah. So they have a party at Stu's house, and they're just like having fun. A lot of people leave, and then just a group of people are just left, and they're in the living room like watching. I think either Friday the 13th or Halloween. I get those two confused. So regardless, Tatum ends up dying in the garage, and this is also an iconic death because she's in the doggy door in the garage, and then Ghostface presses the button and it starts to go up, and that's how she dies.
She's in a doggy door?
Yeah, in the doggy door. The garage has a doggy door in it.
Yeah. Oh, she's like walking out.
She's trying to escape from the killer who trapped her in the garage.
Oh, okay. I used to go through my doggy door.
That's what she was trying to do.
To like sneak out of my house.
She got stuck. Oh. So when the killer presses the button on the garage, it goes up and she dies that way.
Oh,
no one's found her body at this point.
Jeez.
And so everyone's in the house. Sydney and Billy are upstairs getting freaky with it. But we don't need to get more into that.
They get into it.
They're upstairs. They get finished. Everyone comes downstairs. And then like this is the part where like Randy's having his iconic speech about like, oh, you know, if you want to survive a horror movie, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this.
Take notes.
And so skipping forward a little bit more, we find out Ghostface is now like hunting Sydney and everyone. Billy dies right in front of Sydney. Ghostface kills Billy in front of Sydney. And then they just continue on. Like I said, Ghostface is terrorizing everyone. And then at a certain point, Billy comes downstairs, and Sydney is just like, "What? Why is he just died?" And he's like, "Oh no, this is just like maple syrup." And it's like it's more iconic than how I'm explaining it. You have to like see it to see.
This is just cool maple syrup.
It's crazy. We've been filming 28 minutes. Anyways, and then we find out that Stu and Billy are Ghostface, both of them.
Because that's when he does the iconic like he has like
Stu's the one that's like,
oh, that's Stu.
Yeah, Stu.
Then who is Billy?
Billy is
the guy that plays Shaggy.
No, Shaggy is played by the guy who plays Stu.
Okay.
I just forget the actor's real name, but I don't think that would be relevant.
No, but I'm talking about when Billy is like holding like the 9. He's like, "Why are you scared, Sydney? You look like you've seen a ghost."
They both do it.
Okay. I reposted that edit on TikTok.
He might have done. I might have got that detail wrong, if that's the case.
Cause I know that he, like, I don't know, and like the other guy's just like laughing hysterically. He's like, ah!
Yeah, but according to them, Billy's motives is that like her mom is the reason that his parents split up because they were having an affair.
That's what I saw. So does like this whole thing kind of take place in like one setting?
Yeah, one town.
I mean, like, so the first scene was at Drew Barrymore's character's house.
Yeah,
and like all this killing is happening
just around different people's places.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was maybe just filmed in like one location like the entire time. No, the set was the house the entire movie.
No, like towards the end of the movie, the set is the house. But like I said, we find out that Billy and Stu are the killers. They're both Ghostface, and they've been doing it. Stu's motives, is his motives aren't as clear as Billy's. but we know the first person he kills is like Drew Barrymore's character. He kills her. We believe he kills her because she left him to date someone else. So that was kind of like a revenge kill.
Okay.
But yeah, eventually, Sydney gets the one up on them. She ends up killing Stu by dropping the TV on his head, and obviously it's not a flat screen. These are like box TVs at this point.
Yeah.
And then, I believe correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she stabs Billy, but he doesn't die that way.
And Billy's her man, right?
Yeah, that was another reason as to why she was kind of like she was
holy.
shocked as to why this was happening, because they
Because
were
that's
dating.
like her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Wow. Yikes. He's just like,
it's crazy that one's eating a stick, that one's eating leaves.
I don't know what's wrong with these dogs.
But yeah, and so when she stabs him, that doesn't end up killing him. What ends up killing him? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot this detail. What they planned on doing was killing Sydney, framing her dad for it, and then they had like stabbed each other to make it look like, oh, we were attacked too, but we survived.
Holy.
Yeah, I forgot that detail. Sorry, but moving where I was saying is that he doesn't die by being stabbed. He dies because Sydney shoots him in the head. And then like in the rest of the series, there's like a different person who plays Ghostface in each movie. And then there's the reboot, which I watched. I watched the last movie that came out on the plane, and
With
it's
Jenna
pretty good.
Ortega?
Yeah, the second Jenna Ortega one.
She's so bad.
That one was pretty good. But yeah,
no, like she's like bad. Like she's like bad.
Yeah,
not like bad,
really...
bad. Like no, she's like hot.
Oh, but yeah, that's Scream. And then like I said,
so question: why is Ghostface played by a different person each time?
Each person has a different motive. Obviously, since Stu and Billy died in the first one, they can't play Ghostface again.
But like in this, we're like assuming that like these new characters are watching.
Everything's connected.
Okay, yeah.
I don't want to spoil who the ghost faces are in the
I've seen the reboot because I'd be watching edits on TikTok.
I don't want to spoil who they like. What in every single movie after that, who's Ghostface, but each of them like
are inspired by the original.
Either inspired or have a connection to Billy and Stu.
Because I know in one season, it's like their son or his like late estranged son.
I have not seen the TV show.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Because one of it's like Billy's late estranged kid, which is like
I don't know
who had his kid.
I don't know.
Jeez,
but yeah.
But like, I don't understand. Like, if there's a killer on the loose, and your first idea is to throw a big party,
we gotta remember who threw the party. It was Stu, and he's one of the killers.
Oh, that's kind of smart.
Yeah.
And then Randy's just like giving the spiel, like, don't walk out by yourself. Like, don't hang out at the night time. Yeah. But y'all are all at a party with the killers, just partying with your killers. They don't know who
the killer is.
And poor Tatum, just like dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I skipped a little bit, but Sydney eventually did find her body. Like, there's a whole sequence that happens. I
would have to go to therapy for like years and years and years to be okay.
She has to. This was her first time encountering Ghostface. She does it like in a few more movies.
Poor Sydney can't catch a break.
Yeah, like all throughout her life.
Dang, poor girl.
Yeah.
That's like an ex that just keeps coming back and back and back, just showing up where you're at. Like, hey, girl,
like,
no.
Even in like the last movie, she's in the second Jenna Ortega one, and I believe the first one as well. There were also some other characters, honorable mentions. It's like the reporter and then the cop. They also come back throughout the series.
Yeah,
because they're reoccurring characters. I just didn't mention them because they're part of the storyline, but that wasn't gonna help.
Not really like that important.
Okay, and then next is Saw 2004. This is when the first one came out. So what do you know about Saw?
Jigsaw? It's like a dude that's dying of cancer, and they like snake him out, and they're like, we're gonna give you treatment, and then they don't or something. I know that Jigsaw like punishes people that have done bad things.
Yeah, who he believes have done bad.
Yeah, so there's like, I saw it on TikTok. There was a woman. She I think she was like playing these two boys. She was like dating two dudes and making these dudes do like petty theft, like steal like petty things. I'm guessing to like support her lavish lifestyle. And he like tortures them, right? So he was trying to like they had to like decide which one was gonna die.
I haven't seen that Saw trap, but I can like explain like
I've seen like the scary movie Saw, like the funny one where they like have something on their. I've seen like the thing on there on TikTok where it's like
the bear trap hat.
yeah,
Head thing.
and it's like you like mine would be like you I don't know, you cheated on that test. Now you gotta go tell your mom why you turned off your Life 360 notifications. Like funny stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
that would happen to me.
Well, okay. So the first movie is kind of like established that well, Jigsaw, he's called like the Jigsaw killer.
Okay.
But people don't know who he is, like his identity and stuff, because he uses the puppet, and I believe, let me look on here. The puppet's name is Billy, and he uses him as like kind of like a mascot, and he like explains the rules of the games to people.
Okay.
So that's what
And
people
how does
see.
he get these people?
He
Just like
kidnaps them. He like
oh
drugs them, kidnaps them, and they wake up in like these saw traps. And so like the first saw trap is a bathroom. There's a dead body in the middle of the floor. And then there's two guys. The two guys don't know each other. They've never seen each other. Or at least one of them. We find out later that the one does know who the guy is, not personally, but they don't know each other, and they're stuck in this trap. They don't know where they are. They just know their foot is there's a cuff on their ankle. They can't get out.
right.
They have that what they have with them is like a tape recorder, like a cassette, and then a recorder to put the cassette in, and saws. That's all they have. So they listen to the tape, and the tape tells them that they have a certain amount of time, and one of them has to kill the other. And
Oh.
the one of them is a doctor, and
Uh-huh.
his name is, we'll just call him Lawrence. And the other one, we don't know his motives, or like what his name is Adam, right? And so Lawrence is told that he needs to kill Adam if he wants his family to survive.
Oh.
And then obviously Adam would have to kill Lawrence to survive himself.
Right.
And so as the story is going on, we also jump back and forth between them and the Saw Trap, and the police kind of investigating who Saw is and what is happening. But long story short, because I want to get to this third story. Well, this fourth one, and we're running out of time. Long story short, what we end up finding out is that Lawrence is a doctor, and he's like doing shady things, and that's why he's been put into the Saw Trap.
Uh-huh.
I do not remember if he's the doctor that denied Jigsaw his cancer treatment. I don't remember that personally. I don't. That could be true, but I do not remember if he's the exact one. And then Adam is a bit shady. He was signed up to follow the doctor and take pictures of him by a detective, the detective who's been like kind of stalking him.
Yeah.
And so over the phone, I don't know how he gets a phone, but Lawrence gets a phone. He hears his family die. What actually happens is that the detective um, saves his family, and he ends up getting shot to death. But the guy who was holding the phone, he's like, all he hears is like shuffling and screaming and stuff. And so he hears a gunshot. The phone goes off, and so he thinks that his family has been killed. And so what he ends up doing is sawing off his foot to get out of the trap. And then he shoots Adam, but that does not kill him. And so the doctor gets out of the trap after shooting Adam. And then the dead body in the middle of the room, which was Jigsaw the whole time, gets up and leaves, shuts the door, and Adam eventually dies. But we get like the sun on my face. Sorry about the sun. What ends up happening is that we get like a little flashback, and we see that the Adam takes a plug out of the sink. I'm out of the tub, right? And he uses that to fish the cassette player from the dead body in the middle of the room. And in the flashback, what we see is that when he pulled that plug out, the water that was in there had the key to the cuff in it on his leg. So that ends up going down the drain, and we see that in the flashback.
Dang.
Yeah, so he could have got out of the trap from the beginning if he saw the key before he pulled the plug out. But like I said, he eventually ends up dying. I'm so sorry about the sun. He eventually ends
You can
up.
scoot up. It's not.
Let's see.
There we go.
Oh, that kind of.
I like that you Velma ex old lady ex woman.
Well, I mean, when I put my glasses on, I already feel like I look like a bit of a geek or nerd.
No, but like this, like if I was just seeing you, I'd be like, oh, she's Velma.
Oh yeah, because I like. Anyways, but like yeah, so we find out he could have gone throughout. He could have survived from the beginning,
right?
If he had just seen the key. So that's at that point in the movie, you're like, oh dang, like he really could have made it. And so yeah, and then throughout the entire series, obviously it's people. I think my favorite movie is the one where it's like a bunch of people trapped in a house who have to escape traps.
That's horrible.
But yeah, he only picks people he believes who have done wrong. But let me because I wrote it on here, like as just the best way to explain it. So let me see. He does it because he believes people need to be punished for what they've done. Yeah, so that's why he takes these people.
He's like, you've done wrong, so I'm gonna like cut your limbs off and just like
Yeah,
dismember
like,
you.
but it's like some people have genuinely done bad things. Like if
Yeah.
you like robbed somebody,
I saw
or
like a boss that was like SAing people.
well, I didn't see that one. I was gonna say like someone. I believe at one point someone just like they were just being shady ish.
Yeah.
Like let's say the doctor who denied him treatment.
Right.
And I don't remember if the doctor denied him treatment because he didn't have enough money or he just didn't think it would work.
Right.
But like stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, I did see one on TikTok of a woman. Her husband was like claiming that he survived a saw trap.
Yeah.
He was like claiming it, and she was just like reconciliation. Like she was just there.
Yeah.
Because that was her man. Like they were associated. Just sad. Jigsaw was like he wasn't like doing his research before he was finding these people.
Yeah. Okay. And then the next one, the last one for now is It. And we're talking about the 2017 version.
That's the one I watched.
Yes. Okay. So what do you know? Not looking at my notes.
I know there was like the 4 kids. Maybe it was 5. I don't know. And Georgie, the brother, had gone missing because it snatched him up out in the sewer and was like, "You're mine now." And this clown had been terrorizing a long time ago, and it had came back because it comes back every something years. And then he like gets in everybody's heads and like gets their like fears to come up to life, right, or something like that.
You know, like a little.
Yeah, like it's spotty, but it's there.
Yeah. Okay.
And then at the end, they like find him and they like kill him in like this big like underwater sewer mountain thingy.
You're mixing up 2 movies. We're just talking about the first one.
Oh, okay. So they kill him with like the bat, I think, in the sewer or something, and then it's like bye him. But then in the second movie, I know he comes back, and like one of the main guys like offs himself because he like just cannot deal with the fact that Pennywise has come back. And it's actually like a really funny movie. Like the actors were like chosen perfectly.
Yeah.
And there was a girl, but she just kind of pissed me off.
Okay, so I'll get
Anyways,
into it.
That's all I remember.
So the story starts with Bill, and he has a cold, so he can't go outside, and he sends Georgie out because Georgie wants to play. He sends him out with a boat, just
the
a boat
little
he
yellow
made him.
one.
Yeah, a boat he made him. And then Georgie ends up meeting Pennywise, and Pennywise ends up like biting his arm off. And as he's trying to get away, he like snatches him down into the sewers. And then we skip forward a little bit. We're at the end of the school year, and we meet Richie, Eddie, and Stan, who are Bill's friends.
Yeah.
And they're just like going on summer break, and Bill this entire time has kind of been going down to this place called the Barrens, and looking for Georgie because he still kind of believes he can't face the fact that his brother is dead and has been dead for months. So he's just like, oh, he could possibly be here in the sewers. Like, he was snatched into the sewers. He possibly ended up here. Yeah, and he's just like he's waiting for us to find him. It's really sad.
Yeah,
and his
that's
friends are kind of
at like the finest.
Yeah, and his friends are kind of like, no, Bill, Georgie has been dead for months.
Babes, you're delusional. Like.
And so yeah, and then like this is like separate sequences, because these people don't know each other at the beginning. Like Eddie, Richie, and Stan know Bill, and those 4 know each other. And then we don't know Mike, Ben, and Beverly don't know each other. They don't know.
Yeah, Mike is a bigger one.
No, that's Ben.
Ben, Mike is a bully.
No,
who's a bully?
He's not. I didn't mention him.
Oh,
I didn't mention the bullies.
And then Beverly is a redhead girl.
Yes. Okay, so different sequences. We meet Mike, who works on his parents' farm. He gets bullied by the bullies for being black. Ben, he gets bullied by the bullies for being a new kid and being plus size. And then Beverly, she's getting bullied by different bullies because people are saying that she's like,
she's a whore.
Yeah, she's like going everywhere, doing everything when she's not. And so eventually different circumstances bring them all together, and they end up like this is what I said, they end up bonding over being bullied, and they also like end up having this conversation about like, oh well, I saw all throughout the movie it is terrorizing the kids separately, and like showing them their fears and stuff. And so they come together and they're kind of like, oh well, I saw this when I was here, I saw this.
Yeah.
And then they all figure out there must be this thing in town that's like terrorizing kids and only terrorizing kids, and the adults aren't doing anything about it.
Yeah.
And so now I will get into like kind of like a mini thing about the origin of Pennywise, who they call it. Pennywise is his clown costume is, because Pennywise really, he is a being called the Deadlights.
Right.
And so Pennywise is just a form he takes because he likes to go after kids, and kids like clowns. So he's trying to terrorize these kids, and does it as a clown most of the time.
Right.
And so every 27 years is what it was. He
Oh,
comes
that's
out,
what it was. Because he comes back when they're in their 30s or 20s ish.
Yeah, because he goes to sleep every 27 years, and so what he does is he comes back, and he starts terrorizing kids. He doesn't have to eat kids; he can go after adults, but he says they're easier to get to, and he likes scaring them because it tenderizes, salts the meat to him.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and kids are easier to manipulate, which is why he prefers to go after them. And so yeah, all the kids end up bonding. It's like, oh, there's this evil in the town that's killing kids. We have to stop them. So they do go after Pennywise. They're unsuccessful. What ends up happening is they just end up getting scared and stuff, like all throughout the house. And this house is on Niebolt Street.
I remember that one.
Yeah, yeah. And so, at the end of it, Eddie breaks his arm. They're out in front of the house, like having this big argument because Bill wants to go back. But then Richie, he's like, no. And so like in the middle of the summer, they like break up and they stop talking to each other. They stop being friends. And then the thing that brings them together is that Beverly is taken by Pennywise.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's just taken. And so they all gang up again to save Beverly.
The gang's back together, guys.
Yeah,
Let's go fight a killer clown.
And so yeah, they go after Pennywise. They save Beverly, and again, down in the sewers, the kids are all getting scared by Pennywise. And Stan is the one who, from the beginning, was always the most scared. That's the guy who ends up, in the second movie. He was always very scared of Pennywise, so that's why Pennywise goes after him kind of like the most, but he goes after all of them.
Yeah.
And at this point, like when they're down there, Bill comes to terms with the fact that Georgie is dead.
Yeah, because he sees him, right?
Yeah, like Pennywise tries to use it against him. Well, that's before, like when he's in the sewers, Pennywise is like taunting him and being like, "You didn't save me, Bill."
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Georgie. And so yeah, they all fight him, and then he's like at this one point, and he just disappears down into a further part of the sewers.
Yeah.
So they're not completely sure if he's dead. So at the end of the movie, they end up creating this pact that if Pennywise ever comes back, they will come back to kill him. And so
that's crazy. I would not. If someone, like, let's say the news popped up right now and there was like killer crazy clown on the loose, I'm not gonna text you, be like, hey girl,
2016.
Hey girl, you trying to go find a killer clown? Oh my god, the clowns in 2016.
Yeah.
One popped up at my middle school, guys. I swear to God, I was calling my mom all day. I'm like, girl, you better swing.
Your dogs are very.
Do you have
soft.
anything to say? Oh, okay.
That's it. But yeah, those are all the ones I think an honorable mention is I was going to put The Conjuring on here, but unlike these ones, I feel like the first Conjuring movie doesn't like give you a basis for what the movies are really about.
I watched some of it, horrified.
Like if I were The Conjuring, I would say is like a grown up version of Scooby Doo, basically. So like
way scarier.
If you're watching one episode of Scooby Doo, you're just watching one episode. You're not getting like the full story of what it's about.
Yeah. It's like one of those things that like you don't have to watch it to. You have to watch it to follow the story.
Yeah, you have to like watch all the movies. Like,
yeah.
But you can understand just the one by itself.
That's weird.
Like these ones, they set up the entire series.
Yeah.
Which is why I put them. I don't feel like the first Conjuring movie kind of sets up the series in the same way this one does.
I did watch some of The Conjuring at church one time, which like okay,
at
weird
church?
place to. Well, okay, I was on a church trip and I was like, if I were to watch this and a demon possesses me, this would be the place to do it. And I watched it and I swear to God, I was gripping my sheets all night with like fear.
Okay, but I have a question. Which one out of those would you say was your favorite premise?
I'll say Chucky.
Really?
Honestly, I like the Scream because I've seen the edits and I'm like, okay, like, okay.
Yeah.
But like the Chucky thing, I did not know that. I thought Chucky. Dang. I thought that Chucky was just a doll that randomly popped up one day and was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was like somebody. And I also really think it's cool that he like spins the block on like all of the people that did him wrong. Jigsaw, interesting, but I'm like, I think I would be more scared to watch it because I'm not into like torture.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Like I don't want to. I don't want to
very,
see
very
people.
gory.
Yeah, like I'm not into gore whatsoever. Like I see like blood and I'm like, ugh.
Okay, so if you had to face the evil in out of every single one of these series, if you had to face one of the evils, which one would you want to face? I think
none of them.
Pennywise. I feel like I could survive Pennywise.
Nope.
I don't think I would survive Jigsaw.
Hell no. I don't want to see any of them.
Yeah, but
But if I were to do one, I would do Scream because I would want that Scream though, like that particular guy.
Yeah.
Because
first,
first,
two of them.
I don't want Stu. I want Billy. First, I would tell him, I'd be like, no, like, listen, like, we can be pals. Like, we could be, like, we're chill. Like, come on.
No,
and then if he tried to kill me, bah, bah. I would handle that real quick.
But
I would pull a
here,
rocket launcher out of my pocket.
Killer.
Oh.
Because you're in the universe. You don't know he's the killer.
Well, then as soon as he tries me, bah, grabbing my rocket missile launcher. And I'm nuking the house. I'm nuking the town. Everything is gone. I'm not wasting a minute, a second. Like as soon as he like killed my friend, oh.
No,
bye.
I think I'm gonna change my answer. I think I could survive and Scream because here's the thing: the minute someone dies and there's announced that there is a killer on the loose,
my
parents would probably would leave the town. So therefore, you survive.
I don't care if my parents leave, baby. I'm leaving. Like I'm gone. I survive
that one, but
I could not survive Pennywise.
52 minutes.
So, ooh, this is kind of a longer episode. I could not survive Pennywise at all. I don't mess with clowns. If he was like come in the sewer, I'd be like, no, like, are you stupid? I would maybe think it was like a crackhead, like just like chilling in the sewer. I'd be like, okay, like, what you cooking? Like, what you doing? But then if he was like smiling at me, like, come down. No, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good, you stinky boy. Imagine how bad Pennywise smelled. Do you think he like stank?
Probably.
I mean, if he's hanging out in the sewer just in like the doo-doo water, like I'm good. I would look at him and be like, nah, you stink. You smell like. Oh. I don't think I've gone a single episode without saying a bad word.
I'm always cutting out.
It's always up.
Yeah, little duck sound. But yeah, tell us in the comment section down below who you think you would be able to survive and why.
Yes, please, because I'm interested. I feel like some people might say like Pennywise, but I would go with like the most. Actually, probably Chucky, because I would like hold him down with my foot and like rip that heart out immediately. But I don't know. As soon as I see a doll moving, I would get so creeped out.
Yeah, definitely.
I would be like beside myself. But
that's why I think I can survive and Scream. But yeah, again, tell us down below. Thank you so much for watching this episode. We hope you enjoyed. Obviously, if you're not into horror movies, tell us what you thought of just kind of knowing the basis of what these horror movies were.
Give us the opinions. You know, would you watch these movies? Is this something you've seen before? And by the time you guys are actually seeing this, right now it is around 4:00. So our new video from last week has just posted. So our second official podcast has come out.
Yeah. Well,
now this is our third.
Yeah. So that will already be out. Oh yeah. Okay. So episode 1 and 2 will be in the description box down below if you'd like to watch them. Just easy for you to click down there. We're still getting it set up, so our social media is not in the description as of right now.
Not yet.
But if you just type the Picnic Podcast,
we'll put a picture right
on Instagram or on TikTok, you'll be able to find us if you want to follow us there. And then, like Julia always says, there is a link tree.
There is a link in the bio. If you click that, that's a link to all of our social medias, your personal YouTube, and then our YouTube, and everything will be on the link tree for you there.
And that's on the Instagram.
And if you guys have any comments, questions, or you just want to share some funny video suggestions, our DMs are always open, and we will be opening a business email soon, but we're going to kind of build that in soon. But you can always DM us.
You can also put it in the description. I mean, the comment section.
You can put it anywhere, and we will see it.
Yeah, we will see it.
But I hope you guys have a safe and happy Halloween.
Yes.
Stay safe. If you see any killer clowns, girls and boys, run the other direction.
Watch out for people in Ghostface.
Do not say you're gonna fight it, because let's ask poor Georgie how that went.
Yeah, so thank
Bye
you
bye.
and
Bye, guys.
bye.